Yes, my friends. Ha-ha! It is I, Alphinius Goo, and we have a crisis here at Gooey Studios. Yes, Camera Mendy has gas. And so we are trying to protect ourselves from the destruction. And not only that, we have Lokebutt. We have Lokebutt and gas. Hello, Lokebutt.
Oh, hello, it is I, Lokebutt Mavcre. I'm surprised you had me back. You must be desperate. Speaking of desperate, Alphinius, have you got your resume in order? I hear that you have been replaced by a snail.
It's true. It is very true. Now listen, do you need this? Because the funk is quite funky.
I'll just bury my face in this cube.
Well, you don't want to do that. Oh. Wow.
What, the spray?
Did you actually spray the spray?
Of course I sprayed the spray. We had to cover over the Camera Mendy funkage.
Okay, I do not funk it up. I'm being framed. I'm being framed.
Framed?
Why?
Listen,
Why do you feel the need to cover up your own stink by blaming innocent little Camera
Camera
Mendy?
Mendy, now.
Who first smelled it?
It's only
You have to be able to
natural.
flick back and forth. You have to be able to flick whenever he goes to You have to jump over to him, right? Go! Yeah, like that.
Smelt it. Smelt it.
You who smelt it, dealt it.
Wow, we're starting off really great
Yes,
this morning.
bathroom children humor is perfect for Lokebutt. Yes, this is great to have us here. Anyway, Camera Mendy, say hello to everybody. They like you. They don't like me so much.
Oh, they love you. They love you.
Hello, friends. It is marvelous to see you. Happy Saturday. This is actually sort of my birthday weekend. Ms. Goo and I have been doing a little jaunting around, right? So we are having a good time. We're going to take some dance lessons today and go out to a nice dinner tonight and just have some fun. We're going to do some dinner dancing actually. So it's going to be fun. So
I want to pitch an idea to any GM who lives near a Meow Wolf.
Oh, Meow Wolf.
Yeah.
So listen. Apparently Camera Mendy's anniversary was yesterday. Yes, with Adam.
Apparently, yes.
And they went to Meow Wolf.
Which we've talked about before on the show. But it is a huge interactive location. And I just put this out there to you. If you were to go plan an interactive game day and like everyone takes off work, so you go and it's not busy at all, and you ran a game there, like that would be something I think nobody would ever forget.
No one would forget.
Okay,
But do not go during a football game. You will have no parking.
This is true. Yes, when the Broncos are playing, there is no Mayo Wolf slaying, as we say. So we've been having this rap contest. Yes, the spitting rhymes, as they call it. Camera Mendy, do you know about this?
I have not been on the den, so I got a text from Carrie yesterday, and it read something along the lines of,
Goodness, this thing is...
Here it is, from Carrie. I'm in an epic rap battle with the snail, and I don't know how my life led me here.
Yes.
Laughy face.
That doesn't rhyme at all.
I am involved as well, Camera Mendy. Yes, I am involved as well because, we are trying to have this candidacy. And frankly, I didn't even want to run. I just wanted to avoid you hatters and your shell of a candidate, as they say, Lokebutt. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes. Well, let me talk a little bit about the hats. My friend, if you have been around as long as I have, you would know how to see invisible things, like the hat upon your head right now, my friend. Yes, yes.
Gosh, it's there. Look at that. Yes, but it doesn't count because you can't see it. Yes.
Oh, harsh. And since I can't see invisible things like this, I will have to tell you have to get a better hat. That looks like a Merlin from Sword in the Stone. It's very posh and cliche.
So, Dr. Ransom Keys, a.k.a. Patrick, says, bold of Alphinius to call what he did rapping.
Oh, I am spicy. I am spicy, Patrick. Yes, I am, and it's quite rhymey and tight. Yes, and given that my sons both blessed it, I know that I am way cooler than you. Yes. Way cooler,
okay.
Yeah.
His hat is cliche, and he's spicy like a buffet.
Oh, okay.
Well, his name is Lokebutt. He's here to say, Alphinius Goo is the coolest today. Make him the mayor. Let him play. He gonna give you free beers today.
Yeah, free beers
good,
today.
Yes. And I did not practice that ahead of time, Camera Mendy.
Not scripted at all.
Is this epic rap battle in the social media?
Oh, it's in there. Yes,
Okay,
it's definitely in there.
me-
The snail is rapping well. Yes, I got to give a little credit to the snail. So is Gila, the current mayor, who I actually endorse and support.
Okay, where is this
yes, Lokebutt, yes.
Is this it? Oh, sorry. Where is this rap
I
battle
don't know
at?
where it is. This is just our social. I'm going to do social media, so this was pretty funny.
Yes.
So Shane put this up, and this is. You need to watch this video. It's adorable. It's very, very cute. You can't show a video, obviously. It's a waste of folks' time. But if you've been in the den, you need to watch this that Shane put up. It is hilarious.
I've been enjoying there's been a lot of really good,
Fantastic stuff.
TikToks and things coming out.
Fantastic.
Things that have just actively made me laugh. There was one that was posted that was the fireball, when you had like a wizard in the party, it's fireball. We've been having a good time. All right, let's go through and do social media really quickly, and then we can talk about all the cool things that we have going on.
Yeah, wasn't this not marvelous? So Jim posts a lot of wonderful things, but this was just adorable. What do you think about that, Lokebutt?
That is a very good little dragon on your finger.
Yes, wouldn't we need all...
I wonder what size it will grow to.
Well, if we all had little finger familiars, as was mentioned in here as well, that would be very, very cool. The cool thing is for all the hatters, of course, they would all be slugs. They would have little slugs on their fingers. Very nice.
Slugs with hats.
Slugs with hats.
Yes.
How amazing.
Indeed. Okay, so...
Had to put this up because Geeky was there, and
he's wearing the good, the bad, and
the gooey. Yes, one of the classic shirts of all time. Yes, the good, the bad, and the gooey. One of these days we have to do a parody of that scene from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Chet says they eat snails. How dare you, Chet?
With a little garlic and butter.
How
yes,
dare you?
Yes, indeed.
Escargot is not food.
Well, we aren't eating escargot. We aren't going to eat a sentient snail. The rest of them don't have brains, or that rudimentary neurostructures, I believe.
But is he really sentient?
This is a fine question, because I ain't never seen him speak. I've only seen Patrick and Harry and Geeky and others speak for the snail, or the slug, as it were, whichever it is, the mollusk.
Geeky, you are looking great, and I can't wait to see you at Genghis Con.
Indeed, we are excited for that. So Hans puts up many wonderful things, and there's this Abandoned Beautiful World group that is, I don't know if you've ever seen this, Lokebutt, but there's all these crazy locations that you're like, who the heck built that? And why is it still there? And why did they abandon it after they spent all the money to build it? It just
Probably
doesn't make
it's
sense.
Rotted. That's my guess.
It just rotted?
Well, it looks like some of the planks and stuff like that.
Yes, but
it's been abandoned.
If you'd kept it up, you wouldn't have been rotted.
I agree.
But anyway, I think this is really cool. I think this feels very...
It looks like the Weasley's burrow.
Yes, it does.
From Harry Potter.
From Harry Potter. Yes, it does. Yes,
awesome.
yes.
Okay, I am excited about what is coming to the Guys and Gags Kickstarter here. And so 2 of the stretch goals are going to be...
The Infernathe, who are the fireborn people in the world of Zyathé, and the Zavidians, who are called the Feymorals. But there may be a couple of more.
No, I'm not wearing my microphone.
You're not wearing, and so nobody can hear you. Low budget production.
I think my voice. I think my voice was loud enough that they picked it up.
Piercing. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Lokebutt. Not only was her voice piercing, so was the funkage earlier on. I remember. And when I sprayed, it actually got all over escargot. So this is kind of actually good that escargot is getting sprayed as well. I'm very happy about this.
Oh my
anyway, I hope the chat is excited for this. So there's wonderful lore around this that kind of evolved as we began the process of creating them. They are the people who really were mostly present on the eastern side of the continent of Sudestia. That was their primary location. Just as the Soth people are primarily in this area of Kasumasul down in Zustrenia. So in Sundestia on the eastern side.
Sorry, I like geeky hoodies. He goes, that race is so hot right now.
So hot right now. So they, sadly for the race, but wonderful for the lore, when the woe of ruin occurred, and this massive, terrifying wave of corrupted magical energy came forth from Crux, traveling to the east in particular, to the west in particular. It struck the eastern side of Sundestia, and wiped out almost everything that was there, and created this incredible place called the Duunsara Sea.
Zane is with us this morning.
Hello, Zane!
Oh my goodness,
friend.
we never get to see Zane on here. Zane, it's okay that you're out of the loop. That's like the whole show, basically.
Yeah,
is
pretty much
us
the whole
talking
show is out
about
of
really
the
niche
loop.
inside jokes that no one understands.
It is true. It is true. So anyway, so the wonderful lore of the Infernathe is that most of them, I mean, it's terrible too, right? But it's tragic lore, but it's wonderful lore, right? Is that they were most of them wiped out in this terrifying circumstance, and so now you find them mostly in Western Sundestia, but there are a few that travel elsewhere, and you're going to meet one of them in Geisengax, in the Tomb of Geisengax adventure and campaign. So we are very excited to bring them. Now, very important thing about the Infernathe, they all wear hats.
So there's hatters.
Turbans. They're not hatters.
Oh, okay.
They have turbans, and I will show this on a future show. But all of them, they do not have hair.
Oh, that's right. I remember this lore.
They have this interesting structure on the top of their heads that is unique, like a fingerprint to each Infernathe. And the only people who get to see that structure, them without their hats on, are close family members and friends, close friends. So you almost always will meet an Infernathe with a head covering of some type, typically a turban or something like this. They've got a lot of Egyptian and Indian inspiration in there for part of our lore, and we love the feel of them, and so to meet an Infernathe and have them remove their hat in your presence is actually a great honor when you meet them. And so this is all this wonderful stuff that just starts coming out, right? You start figuring out things, you're talking about things, and the next thing you know, you've got this wonderful tale. So the cool thing also about the Infernathe is that when the Soth people were being created, they were supposed to be the people that were going to be blessed by the Fire Sovereign. But at the last moment, the Fire Sovereign removed the blessing and gave it to the Infernathe. Much to the chagrin of some of the gods, much to the chagrin of the other three sovereigns. This was not what was planned, but it all figures into the lore of Zyathé, and there will be more to come as we bring forth this magnificent people. And I love them because they are this wonderful dark gray, coal-skinned people. They have these tattoos that they put upon themselves, which actually show through as this red and orange, right? This fire. And it is just, I think they are going to be so fun, and they're going to have some interesting abilities that go along with it, and I think people are going to love them. Just as much, maybe as much as they love the Feymuddles. The Feymuddles obviously are the most popular so far. We'll talk more about them as well. What do you think, Lokebutt? You like this?
Oh, I love it. I'm going to have to rewrite the Pyramid of Norcreus now that you've said some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because there is an Infernathe NPC in that trilogy.
So we get to add a little bit
Exactly.
of a touch.
And there, she is from the city of the Flamatruun underneath the Duunsara Sea.
Yes, and there is indeed a city there, a most secret city. Yes, where many Infernathe might be found.
Interesting.
There is much lore to come.
So,
Cameramendi.
to answer though, Geeky,
Geeky
Goody's question from like 5 minutes ago, these will be released. This one and the Feymuddle will be released as part of the Geisengax Kickstarter, which will be going live in February. Yeah.
February 27th.
So, and there, trust me when I say you will be bombarded with stuff. You will not be able to miss that when that comes out. So.
And also, I want to tell everybody on this thing, we have done a very special thing for all of our friends in particular. You're going to get emails about it. If you pre-register on this Gooey page that we will give you the information about very soon, there is $200 in value that you can get if you back at the campaign and adventure combination level. It's a mega adventure, very similar to Shadows and Genghis Con. Very, very big adventure with many, many handouts. Should almost be a box set, truthfully, but it's not going to be. And then we have the environs. And all in, that's going to be somewhere around $200 for the pledge.
Here, I have a video I can show.
Oh yeah, if you want to show it, that'd be great. That's going to be somewhere around $200 for the pledge, but you get all of this material as well.
It's not supposed to be stretched like that. It's a square, but you know.
And you get this wonderful adventure called the Ghost Stone. But those 3 folios that we threw down will be the Ghost of Gerald Geisengax, Lukaj Geisengax, and yours truly, and yours truly in a different style. So the only way you'll ever get those is this way, and we may even add a little bit to it, because there's a print called That Evening in Ethholm, which will feature all of the legends, and it is really, it's a very, very special bonus for everyone who pre-registers and backs us, because you'll get all the stretch goals too. So we really want to give some love, especially to people who've backed us for a long, long time and been friends for us for so long. So very excited. The Ghost Stone is going to be magnificent. It goes right along and carries into the Geisengax Tales. Obviously, you've got the 4 folks, the races in the world of Zyathé that we have created, but these are going to be updated, by the way. There is new material that will be in them, so even if you've gotten them before, you will get them. And also, anyone who actually has purchased these, because some folks have purchased these in the past, you will get the updates for free. So we're going to take care of folks. But those 3 folios that were thrown down there are going to be extremely rare. We will never do them again. They will only be done as part of the Kickstarter. And if were we to sell those 3 folios, we would probably sell them for $25 to even as much as $50 a piece because of their rarity. And then the Evening in Ethholm print also is going to be extremely rare, and that would be an item that we would sell probably in the range of $50. So this is about a $200 package for our friends.
And I had a question from Josh, which was, will Darkenhaven and Mornwood be released? And the answer is absolutely. That will be released far in advance of
Mornwood is printing.
Yes.
We are literally printing all of the Mornwood pieces. The only last thing we have to put out is Shades of Loss, which is the last little side adventure, and the magnificent bonus map that that I made for everyone just for free. So you'll get this wonderful regions map of the Mornwood. All of that is printing. We're releasing Shades of Lost next week, so all of the digitals will have dropped from the Mornwood Kickstarter.
This is one of Carrie's maps from Shades of
Lost. This is how we direct people who can actually draw. So anyway, yes, and Darkenhaven, we are also pushing very, very hard to drop those digitals here before we actually start the Geisengax Kickstarter. So thank you all for your patience.
Rick says, let's go Mornwood. I love the PDF so far, 75 pages into reading.
Thank you, Rick.
And Rick's also been reading through
Legends, Lore, and Libations.
I have a screenshot. Let me
yes, I sent one to you.
Oh, you sent one to me?
I did indeed.
Well, I also had one from last week that we didn't show.
Well, you can put up the one. If you just go through the ones I did, you're going to find it.
Okay, well.
So it makes your life easy.
Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go, Rick. Yeah, Rick's been like digging on Legends, and I'm telling you, it's a good read, especially if you have West for Destia next to you.
Oh, absolutely. Not just this, but also Secrets Most Dire, which is the journal of Andronita. So Keith was the primary writer on this. Kevin was the primary writer on Secrets Most Dire, and we're going to do more of these trail guides because I do think they're really, really fun, and they give you a wonderful tour. And Mandy is absolutely right that
and
if you've got
Knight 42 says, I read Legends, Lore, and Libations a couple weeks ago. I absolutely loved it. It was lots of fun.
Thank you. Yes, we are committed. So I've mentioned this before, but long ago, in the days of yore, Marvelous Ed Greenwood wrote these trail guides for the Forgotten Realms, written by Volothamp Getarm, who was Volo, and these were called Volo's Guides. And we loved them in those days, but they were not really profitable, as I understand, for the company, so they didn't keep producing them. Well, we're going to produce these because we live in a different age, and so the digital age makes it a lot more less costly to produce a bunch of these things and then have them not sell for significant amounts. But to have fiction and wonderful tales that wrap around the lore, I think just adds to the wonderment of the world. So, Rick, I'm so glad you're enjoying it, and I'm so glad others are enjoying it. It's magnificent. Keith did a great job here, and Secrets Most Dire, Secrets Most Dire is also wonderful.
Gotta move fast.
Okay. Yes, these are the dirty books. I don't know what else to say about the dirty books.
He Unmasked Me Again,
yes.
A salacious sequel to his best-selling Unmasked by Alphinius Goo. And then My Biggest Encounter, one of the largest stories ever written by Alphinius Goo. There were some other really funny ones.
No, they're all dirty. They're dirty, cameraman.
No, they're
dirty.
No.
Dirty.
I refuse.
Stinky.
Anyway.
Camera Mendy.
There is nothing wrong with literature written for those who enjoy some romance. So is all I'm going to say.
You know.
How do I get on this with Fabio? My largest jest.
Saucy.
My sauciest jest. There we are, yes.
Okay.
A tasty tryst with you and Fabio. That would be perfect. Yes. It could be dinner. Let's just be clear. It could be dinner. It doesn't have to be. Yes, David Rice got this. His wife made this for him. I thought it was magnificent.
Yes.
David, I hope you're watching because everybody is loving on this thing. You know?
Okay, can you stop spraying that stuff in? It just.
Well, if you would stop letting loose.
Oh my gosh.
Camera Mendy.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
The funkage.
It
Is
smells.
skunkage.
Yes.
This is great.
Organizing an RPG session.
Yes.
Okay, great. You
And
play on the fifth.
Sean Reno put this up, by the way.
You have my sword, and you have my bow. The fifth isn't great for me.
Is that true, Corey? Excuse me, Lokebutt?
Oh, yes, very much.
We have this problem ourselves.
All the time.
All right. Next up, because we're moving quickly.
Yes, Todd, of course, continues to provide us these marvelous
and
builds.
Todd will be on the show next week.
Yeah, Todd, we're bringing Todd on next week to show a few more builds and do some things like that. And we love his magnificent artistry, and of course, he is probably one of the greatest tables that I've ever seen in my entire gaming career. And Todd, magnificent, thank you for always giving these to us. And if you are not a member of his group, you should check that group out, Creative Game Tables. Yes, indeed. Had to show this one, yes, Camera Mendy.
I think we're all very excited for Genghis coming up here.
Ooh, I'm so excited for Genghis.
I know, and I'm loving the new shirts. I'm loving the new designs. Like they're really putting out the dice game. Yeah.
Donnie are looking very cool.
I know.
Right
Of course,
there.
he always looks really cool. Yeah.
Okay, now this, I think we got to figure out how to make this somehow canon. Like we need a spell, the Gooey Kablooey or something
Here's
like that.
Hamster
Yes.
Hooey and the Gooey Kablooey. You might like the story.
Yes, you have to read. A lot of the chat down below because the
Okay.
chat down below is great. Tim, thank you for putting this up. This is so funny, and of course, Calvin and Hobbes, one of the most magnificent cartoons ever done. One of the greatest. Certainly up there with in the top 10. I would say. Camera Mendy, you agree with that?
I'm gonna go back to this one because Donnie's in the chat and he said, "Sexy beast."
So sexy. It could be Lokebutt, Alphinius, and
Oh my God!
Commander
Okay,
Donald.
now we're gonna.
Donald.
Now-
Ooh, a tasty tryst there, yes. I don't always tryst, but when I do.
I didn't know we were going to go there. I didn't know we were going back there. I'm really sorry. Okay, there could be kids watching this. Okay.
So this is, I want everyone to
Yes.
know this. If you do not know this, especially if you are younger, this is one of the first Raupartha models ever made. These were the Raupartha orcs, and these were made, I believe, in the late 70s. Okay, and Chris is doing some updates and adjustments to it, and has been showing us a little bit about this. And if you're a miniature enthusiast, looking back on these and seeing the old Grenadiers and the old Rauparthas, right, and superior minifigs, which people don't even know even existed for the most part, they were wonderful. Their miniatures were wonderful. All of them, of course, metal. Many of them lead early on, right, which is not the safest thing for children. So watch your miniatures if you've got little kids around, right? But they really, really did some. Raupartha in those early times did some magnificent work. Their detail was fantastic. They just were not as popular for after a period of time because they were not in the heroic scale. They were in true 25 millimeter, and people wanted larger miniatures, I think is what happened. But I loved, and still do to this day, have a wonderful collection of Raupartha miniatures and love them. Love them. Thank you, Chris.
Okay. And sorry, we're whipping through these real fast.
Yeah, this was very disturbing. So there is no Goo Syndicate. I want to set this. And if there was, Lokebutt would be.
This is a pretty accurate description of what it looks like on a day-to-day basis when it came in the office.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I don't install anyone's
Look at this
software. Believe me.
This hatless wizard, yeah.
I just want to point out the wizard is hatless. Yes.
I see a hat on him.
Yeah, because he's like
It's invisible.
he's an evil wizard. An evil wizard.
I don't know if that's true at all.
The wizard is being scammy. Is all I'm gonna
He's
say.
installing your software. Wizards install software all the time.
Yeah, with like little networking glitches and bugs and malware. Oh, we did this
Malware
one.
Yes, we did
the
that one
Wizard.
already. Okay, we got to end on this one because I do think Weird Al Githyankovic needs to be canon somewhere.
I know, genuinely, it is hilarious. I agree. They should lean into it.
Well, actually, we're trying to reach out to Weird Al to
What?
see if Weird Al would be okay with us lampooning Weird Al Githyankovic in Guys and Gags, since Guys and Gags is a lampoon. Now, we probably could do it anyway because it's a lampoon, but we would prefer to give it, get
You
his
are so bold.
permission.
I love that.
And if he says yes, we are going to also have him part of the dedication because he is probably one of the greatest lampooners in the history of the world. You agree, Lokebutt?
Oh, very much
Right
so.
up there with you.
Oh, I pale in comparison to the master of Weird Al Githyankovic.
Just eat it. Just eat it. Yeah, one of the greatest ever. If you're younger and you don't know Weird Al, you need to search Weird Al.
I hope, sorry,
What?
that Gen Z would know, and like all the younger folks would still know. He's still very relevant.
I magnificent. I mean, just so many laughs,
Yes.
so much laughter because of Weird Al. Yes, just magnificent. So
Awesome.
Patrick, fantastic. And there's this one. I've had to put this up from Janine, so everyone knows that I'm more in the hood crowd, right? I'm not in the pointy hat crowd, and
Well, I think we know which is the right side.
I just appreciate that
the
some
one that's
people,
on the right side.
I just appreciate that some people. Everyone knows the left is right, cameraman. And I just want to point out that our friend Chet Minton, he is not in your camp. David is not in your camp. There are others who oppose you, hatters. Yes. Now listen, I just want to say this, right? Because these are two of my most favorite of all the Garund artworks that we have done, and I had to put them up. I mean, the one was done by Abir, and the other one by Benjo, and the Garund are so marvelous, and I'm so in love with them because you don't have to play a half ogre if you want to be a big character in the world of Zyathé, right? And you can even be a mixed race, right? You can be mixed Garund and Orc, right? You can be mixed Garund and Ogre, right? Because they are actually these sort of giantish races can intermingle, which is magnificent, right? I love them. I just think they're fantastic, and they just look like they'll kick your ass.
Okay, so we have a question from Andy.
Andrew!
Oops, here we go.
Wait. Where's the damn snail doing up there? Chet Minton's-
Just because he's asking about the Hatmancer class, I thought I should have that.
It'll be in Guys and Gags.
No, it's coming out in Gloomport.
But we're going to
The Hatmancer.
But we're going to put it out as a stretch goal.
No, it's
Yes,
going in the Gloomport.
It will be included.
Literally, the Hatters are in the
It will be
Gloomport.
included in the Gloomport. But we are doing a Hatmancer folio just like we did for the Fusilier.
Okay, so it'll come out as a digital.
Yes.
Okay, well that's not what we had discussed, but we can talk about it later.
Cameramandy.
The Hatmancer has got to go out with the Gloomport because
It
the
will
Hatters are in the
be
Gloomport.
In the Gloomport.
Okay,
Cameramandy.
so
There is not a mutually exclusive thing, and I think that people who want to get Guys and Gags who might not have gotten the Gloomport might love the Hatmancers because they are not just only in the Gloomport. They can be elsewhere.
anyway,
In fact, I would argue that perhaps some of the Infinathe might be Hatmancers because they all wear hats.
Oh, yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Thank you, Lokebutt. You may come on the show anytime you want.
Oh,
okay,
I always get in trouble, though.
no,
Never.
We'd never get in trouble. We would never. You
So
just love
we
me
are
too much
excited for
sometimes.
Genghis Con.
Oh, we
Yes,
are
Lokebutt.
excited for Genghis Khan. Is it that segment now?
It is.
Oh.
Indeed. Yes, it is.
Oh, well, let me tell you.
Do it.
I hear that you had Donnie and Andrea last week.
We did indeed.
They have this brilliant, this thing that they do. It's called the Con of the Con. Have you heard of it? They find this person who exemplifies all that is good in the community, their volunteerism, all of this stuff, and they put that person to the sword.
I don't think that's quite accurate, Lokebutt.
Oh, it
Give
isn't.
them a sword.
They give them a sword?
Yeah, they don't put them to the sword. It's a different thing.
Oh, that's Well, that's not near as interesting.
No, of course not.
Well,
but
I
you
guess
also don't get arrested.
I guess it is a good reward for that individual.
Anyway, we are doing Genghis Con, yes?
Yes, we are doing Genghis Con.
Very cool things.
We're doing so much, I had to write some notes. So if I look down.
I just want to say that this show is not just for those going to Genghis Con, because a lot of things we're talking about are going to potentially be going to Gen Con if they go well at Genghis Con.
And if they go not this year at Gary Con, but next year at Gary Con, we might bring some of them there as well, and perhaps elsewhere.
Yeah. And then on top of that, one of the things that we're particularly about to talk about is Perils Fortuity, which is a new game that can be played with the Deck of Perilous Fortuity, and it's completely different than anything you've seen from us before. So
now, those of you who might not know, so are we going to talk about the Gooey After Dark things first, or are we going to talk about?
Why don't we start with Gooey After Dark and what we're doing with Goo Done It and some of that fun stuff.
All right, so what to expect at Genghis Con and some cons thereafter? New games. Gooey After Dark, there's going to be a lot of new things to explore. For example, there's this thing called the Gooey Game Show, which is new every time because Alphinius Goo doesn't know the rules.
It's true. There are no rules. There are only guidelines.
That's not true. That's not true. I do not concur with that. There's a very...
Come on, Monday, just insert yourself right in the middle of Lokebutt's diatribe.
Well, okay, so that's Thursday night. Friday night is the casino. And let me tell you, if you don't have a copy of Perilous Fortuity, this deck, or maybe 2 copies, you should get them, because there are new games coming. Our dear Casey has created Dragonbane. Yes. Oh, and it is so fun. He shared it with me, and I'm so excited to see that. And then there is Perils Fortunes, and we have a couple of pictures I can show about what we're doing with this beta test. I'll be doing that on Friday night, which is a role-play light, RPG light system, in which you can do some encounters, and this Deck of Perilous Fortuity is the engine for that role-play game.
So should we show them a little bit about the deck?
There we are, and there's our Saving Sandama tutorial, and that's the tutorial scenario which we'll be beta testing, getting feedback, see how you like it, see how you like playing a game with cards instead of dice, and that will be happening on Friday. Also, it is probably something we'll share after we've got a little feedback so that those not at Genghis Con can pick it up, play it, give us feedback before we go any further down that road.
Well, we have loved the Deck of Perilous Fortuity for a long time. I mean, Camera Mendy! Oh my God, Camera Mendy. This is just terrible.
That was Flarp, I saw it. That was the Flarp.
What? Stop it, Lokebutt.
It's okay, Lokebutt. You don't have to defend me. We'll just sit here and take it. It's fine.
Poor Camera Mendy, so abused. Anyway, the Deck of Perilous Fortuity. Can we show the cards?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I can pull out some cards.
So the difference between the Deck of Perilous Fortuity and a game of playing cards is that there are 72 cards, not 52. There are dragons. There are crowns, which are the kings or queens, yes.
These are not in order. There are jesters.
Yes, there are jesters. There are knights and knaves and wizards, yes. And there are the 4 suits are waves and winds and stones and fire, flame. Yes, those are the 4 suits. And there are 4 jester cards, which are great. So you get these extra jester cards, and there is 1 fool card.
Yes, 1 fool.
Yes, 1 fool. Yes, often played by you, my foolish friend.
Yes, there is such a story in the Eastern Verdestia, the source book about this fool in the playing
of
Nubbage.
Tale. Yes, and listen, if you do not have East Verdestia, and you have not read this little tale of Lokebutt Mavcre, and which is therein, or if you have East Verdestia, you need to read this. Our lore books are magnificent, my friends, and I read them still to this day next to my bedside because they are so wonderful, and they have so many contributions from our community. Magnificent. But yes, that tale is a great.
It is a fun tale. Yes, of course. Let's get back to Friday night.
Yes, go. Continue.
All right,
my
so
apologies.
new games.
Camera Mendy farted, so we had to do
okay. And Friday night, to be clear, is the casino night.
Casino night. And Casey also created Kismia's Wheel of Fortune, which is a betting game that you can play.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It will be fun.
You will get gooey chips. Yes, and we are doing
I have
this.
not ordered. I do not want to put that out there because I have not ordered the gooey chips, and I do not know how long they take to make.
It might be regular chips.
It might be regular chips. You might get potato chips. Just have to wait and see what happens. Doritos. Yes, we can have all kinds of chips.
I will have nothing to bet with.
No, my God, I'm broke. All right, so we're having the casino night, yes?
That is Friday.
Which is basically the Hanatas, right? You're going to be sort of experiencing the Hanatas experience.
Yes. And if the Hanatas steal all of your, I mean, if you gamble not so well, come over and try out Perils and Fortunes with me, because it doesn't have chips involved.
No chips.
And Perils, can we talk a little bit about Perils and Fortunes?
Yes, go ahead. Bring that back up.
Well, you talk about Perils and Fortunes and how it's different from like a regular card game.
Yes, so you'll have a character sheet, and I think there is a character sheet there as well, yes. And your character sheet has 3 stats, and the 3 stats are very simple. They're broken up into social, they are exploration and combat. Those are basically the 3 different things in this RPG light. And when you get to a scenario, go back to the scenario, there are different types of challenges that you will face. Social challenges, combat challenges, or exploration challenges. And in this example, saving some Dama, an exploration challenge is to explore those things at the top and try and find out what's happening up there. Then there's a social challenge to boost the morale of your party. And then there are, of course, the 2 spiders, which are combat challenges. And that is how we will play this initial tutorial / beta test of the system.
We'll see what people think, because I think it's going to be magnificent.
Yes, especially because once you get the feel of the game, we're looking at doing different scenarios.
Yes.
And so, like, the idea being that when we have the time and when it comes about naturally, every month we'd release a new scenario for you to try and play. So, yes. So it's going to be marvelous.
Might be very fun.
Yes.
We'll have to wait and see. But we love the Deck of Perilous Fortuity, have loved it for a long, long time, and frankly have not given it the attention it deserves.
Exactly.
Because you have 5 face cards in there, my friends, not 3, right?
Plus the bonus ones.
Plus the bonus jesters, yes, plus the jester card.
The fool, the troll.
Yes, that's right, the troll. Yes,
and the bard.
Yes. The rogue.
The rogue, there's 4 of those. There's 1 for each 2.
Isn't there a rogue?
There's an assassin.
Oh, that's right, the assassin.
The assassin is 1 card.
Yes.
But yeah, so the Perils and Fortunes will be first played at Genghis Con. Actually, we're going to play it here in 20 minutes after the show. But then we'll have it at Genghis Con, and you can play it at the casino night. You can play it, and I saw a question in the chat. Yes, you do need a ticket to get into the casino night, and those are on the tabletop.events on the Genghis Con. If you just put in Gooey
And we're
Cube.
trying to raise a little money that night too, right, for a charity, aren't we?
Indeed. One of the ways that you can get more chips is to donate.
Yes.
And we'll pick a charity of
Not
probably
just more chips, but a whole set of the original chips is what I understood
yes.
from Casey. Yes.
Indeed.
So double your chips and donate.
Yes, exactly. It's going to be a blast. And so, anyway, and it's not just gambling. We're going to have dice. We're going to have the Genghis Con dice game there that you can play.
Where the con puts people to the sword.
Yes, indeed.
I don't think that happens. Those of you who are now intimidated to come to Genghis Con, this is rumor, conjecture.
There is a sword, but it is, you could only really use it as a blunt weapon, is what I hear.
It's a little dull. It's cool, but it's dull. Yes. Unlike Lokebutt, who is definitely not dull.
Oh, thank you.
I do want to clarify one more thing about the casino night, which is that there's no cash prizes. This is not an actual
Yeah, they ain't
casino.
gambling. We don't go to jail.
Yes.
All of the gaming people out there who are thinking about arresting us that night, do not worry. This is not that kind of thing.
But there will be door prizes. There will be prizes given out to some of the people who play the best. And then there will be 1 grand prize for the person who has the most chips. So, yes. So, it's going to be a really
I'll bring my own chips.
I guess you could buy your way, but you can only donate
No,
once,
there
right?
is a limit. You can only get extra chips, I think, 2 different ways.
2 times. Yeah,
Yes.
two. Yes, that's right. So you can't just buy your way into the
No.
grand prize. Although, if it's giving to donations, I would be
there's-
okay with someone buying the grand prize.
There
at
is actually
1,000,
on your
and then-
card, you will be punched.
No, if someone buys the grand prize, if someone buys the grand prize,
Casey's
will
going
you listen?
Okay, go ahead.
If someone buys the grand prize for $1,000, we'll have a second grand prize.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
There you go, chat.
But
There's
Casey,
your yes.
let's not let Casey's head explode.
I don't want, Casey, if you're out there, I don't want your head exploding. That was a terrible thing. There was a movie called Scanners. It was disgusting. And if you know that, you have really been around, because that was a B movie from B movies.
Belinda says you should have a worst at game prize as well. Us losers like to feel seen.
The total losers.
That's what the door prizes are for.
If you lose your chips in 5 minutes, you qualify.
All right, let's keep going. Because
so-
that's Friday night.
Saturday, Goo done it. Oh, wow. This is a mega game, and there will be 3 different things going on simultaneously. Now, first of all, there will be a mystery. You will get a sheet as you come in, and you will have the left side of your sheet, and I think that we have a picture of the player sheets. The left side of your sheets is all about your character and what you want to do during the evening, and you'll also have 10 points to spend on stats. And those are important because there will be challenges where you will do a stat roll. That is really the only rules on the character sheet, is that you have 10 points to spend on your stat bonuses. So on the right side, you'll get a mystery. It's blank now because I didn't want to put any spoilers out there on the internets.
Especially with Torlok Silvermaw's mug on there. Look at that guy.
Torlok is one of our patrons, which we'll get to in a second.
Such a goody two-shoes.
So you'll have a mystery and you'll have a clue. Your clue will not be related to your own mystery. There are 5 different mysteries all happening at the same time, and you will have to barter your knowledge to figure out your own mystery. That is the first thing that is happening. You have a mystery to solve, and you must solve it. The second thing, as we talked about the patrons, there will be 5 patrons, and you will serve one of them. And as you go to a challenge at one of the locations of the Carnival of the Blue Veil, perhaps you are wrestling at the wrestling ring, or perhaps you're telling fortunes, or something of the like at one of these different locations, you will roll, like I said earlier, in a challenge. The winner of this challenge claims that location for their patron. And the patron with the most control of the carnival at the end of the evening, that group of people will be eligible for the patron prize, which is a random drawing of that team. That's the second thing. The third thing, and you'll see in the center of this, are all of these side quests. If you complete at least 8 of those side quests, you'll be eligible for the side quest prizes, which is the lowest of the prizes. They're not as exciting as the others because it's on your honor to do the side quests.
Is Flarp a prize? This is what I want to know.
We might be able to make that happen.
Yeah.
Someone will win a Flarp. Yes.
So the honor system is to have someone else who participated in said side quest check your sheet for you. And that is a very broad strokes of all of the mega game excitement that is to come to Goo and Goo.
Excuse me, Lokebutt. So these are sort of taking place instead of, we had a party, right? We thought a party with games would be more fun, right? And Donnie and Andrea really liked the ideas, and you and Casey and others, obviously, there's many folks, Mark is magnificent, and Matt and Whitney, and goodness gracious, we have so many people who are backing us up here, and our game masters and our role players, but I think it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful
And this is also, yes, I'm glad you brought up all of those people that make all this happen for us. We thought if we could get a lower number of people to run a bigger game, that our game masters who help us so much could actually participate.
Yes,
so there are only 6 people who actually know the mysteries and are running this big game for 50 people.
Yes, indeed.
So those game masters get to participate. And I will tell those of you who are watching, Alphinius is not one of those 6 people. He should not be trusted that night. You may not want to take his clues as something to trust. As a matter of fact, anybody, especially me, you might want to verify the clues that you get with another persona.
Listen, I might have inside information. So maybe you do need to trust my clues.
I've
It
instructed.
says right over here on
Yeah.
your tips.
Yeah.
Trust. Oh, it does say trust Alphinius too.
But that says, always verify, no matter what it says on the sheet.
Yes,
About anyone.
Yes, it
Because
does.
who done it is a true mystery.
But it also says trust in Norcrius.
Yeah, don't trust in Norcris. That's a big mistake.
Oh my goodness.
Lord
So-
of the undead.
So that is any other questions about the events? That's pretty much the Gooey After Dark things in very broad strokes.
Yeah. So first off, I'm going to say that I am one of the game masters.
She is.
Yes. So I will be there as Mira Ma'andi, and I am still working on some
Member of
kind
the
of
Hatters.
voice or accent, and I have nothing. So if anyone has
Just speak
ideas,
like you, cameraman.
I might have to, because like I tried a British accent and it was just offensive, and Carrie's going to be there. So
Well, listen.
that's kind of how you ended up with your accent.
I think my accent is magnificent.
Yes.
And I've been told by people it's not bad.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Camera Mendy.
What?
What was that?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Camera
Are we
Mendy.
really devolving to?
You
Why are
spray it
you going to
again.
spray that at me? That smell.
I'm not spraying it at
It
you.
literally reminds me of the toilet 'cause- for very specific reasons.
Well, believe me, Lokebutt and I are being reminded of the toilet as well.
Carrie says she wants to hear my British accent.
Okay, go, try it. Let's hear. Let's.
Oh,
first
no,
time.
I can't do it on the spot.
No, you can. You
I
can,
cannot.
Camera Mendy. You can. Just first time, friends.
I can't do it.
For Goo Morning Zyathé. Put yourself on the screen, Camera Mendy. Give it a go. Mary Poppins. Think Mary Poppins.
I can't do it. I am
Spitball.
so stressed right now.
You can do it. You can do it. Come on, Camera Mendy.
Zane says, "Leave Camera Mandy alone, I will give her some goo." Wait,
No,
I will give her some goo
goo.
away. Goo away.
Goo
Yes, I need Goo Gone.
Do you remember
Goo
Goo Gone?
I know. I'm gonna spray him with Goo Gone. That's what I
All right,
need.
Camera Mendy. Everyone is waiting.
Okay.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the
I need, like, a
medicine
line
go
to say.
down.
Hello.
Oh, that's
This
a
is
good.
Camera Mandy. How are you today?
How are you today?
Yes.
You are doing great. Keep going.
I don't have anything else to say. I don't have anything else to say.
I
Oh, that was marvelous! Yes!
here.
I've never been so
magnificent.
embarrassed. Okay, anyway.
You better practice though, because if you're going to be all embarrassed when
I
you
know,
leave
I'm not going to be able to perform in front of people.
And you just got to get like
anyway.
me. You just got to get like me, right? So you just, bounce in and out from it all the time. Right? This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes I do it when I'm driving with Miss Goo, and she
You know,
thinks
you
she's
just-
just hit me. She says you're in the loop. Yes, I do.
When the wife says, "Who are you talking to?"
Yes, that's right. You're talking to me like Alphinius again. As long as it's not on the pillows, right? That would
People
be a
are
real
being
problem.
very, very kind in the chat. I'm so embarrassed right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, our other GMs.
All right. So then
Lawrence
we
is
have
going
one
to
more
be
thing,
there.
right? On Sunday.
Well, yes, but I was going
Which
to
is
keep going on the
drinking.
GMs. Anyway, I was going to talk about Lawrence.
Oh, yes.
So Lawrence will be
Hold on,
there.
cut away from me and cut to Lokebutt. I got to blow my nose.
Oh my goodness. There we go.
Yes, look at
Hello.
Lokebutt. Yes.
Lawrence will be there.
Yes, he will be dressed as a Garoond. He plays, I cannot remember his name.
Bonderstruck.
Yes.
Yes.
But even better, throughout the weekend, he's going to be carrying around some Genghis Con dice. And if you want some, you got to track him down and get some of those exclusive Genghis Con dice from him. So just look for
There may be other secret
a big
quests
blue-
and
big
things.
blue
There's-
guy.
I have a question for
Yeah.
chat about Goo Done It.
Yes.
Because I was thinking, as we were talking through these Genghis Khan things, who would be interested in a Goo Done It in the Den? Perhaps in March or April, I might be able to mix some things up from the Genghis Khan feedback and do some sort of, it won't be as a mega game like this, but it could be a Goo Done It of some
As
sort.
people participate, we could give away a prize.
I think that
Or
would be really
two.
fun. Yeah, like we could get like a huge community event together in the
It
Discord.
might be better on the Discord.
Yeah,
because
that's what
then
I'm
we can
saying.
have meetups. We could actually have
Oh,
people
I was
interact.
just thinking there would be clues
could do
throughout
both.
time.
We could do both.
Oh.
We could do both.
Or lead up to an event. Yes. Oh, yeah. If there's interest or thoughts, let's I get to do the thing Alphinius usually does, throw some stuff just randomly.
Excellent, look,
I know, but
you're
like
always
literally,
welcome to throw out random
as
crap.
you were saying this, literally as you were saying this, I was like agreeing with you, and then I like stopped and I was like, you know what was really a lot of work? The Great Gooey Adventure. So,
Lots and lots of work.
let us ponder that and make sure that we have enough time because
You know what's the hardest part about the Great Gooey Adventure?
What?
Alphinius changing the rules.
I had to go back after the Great Gooey Adventure and like literally read through all the prizes that he had promised throughout, and then I had to like figure out like, okay, so now we're creating this thing.
But lots of people got prizes. And that was very happy
everyone
for
got
them.
a lot of prizes from that because he kept promising new things. I was like, okay. So anyway, it was a really good time though. I had a blast. I was on a team and it was a good time. So I think that we could potentially do something like that again. I think it would be a good.
Yes, just we got to
event.
streamline it a little.
Yes, indeed. Okay.
So then on Sunday, do you even have notes on this, Corey?
No. I guess there's not. It's just an event to get together and drink and talk with Alphinius about random
crazy
stuff.
things like aliens, right?
Yes.
The building blocks of matter in the world of Zyathé.
And hopefully he will pose some question that'll have us wondering what the answer is for 5 years.
You know, people are like, you got to be kidding me. We're actually letting out the fireborn. You know, people are like, they're really coming? Yes. Well, you know, the thing is, you know, here's the problem, right? This year, and you know this, Lokebutt, better than most, we really, really want to do Sundestia. We really, really want to do the Monstrica book for Verdestia, right? Because if I have my way, we're actually going to have 5 or 6 monster books by the end of this journey that we are on, right? One for each of the major continents, and one in particular for Crooks, right? Which is all the corrupted, fearful things.
As you said that, as you just said that, I remembered that last night I had a dream. Where
I have a dream,
I know,
said Cameraman.
I know. I like literally am just remembering this dream that you were showing off Monstrica and a couple of the other things that you promised. Like there was like at one point there was supposed to be like a food guide or a guide to not food but all like the different pipe weeds and like all the little plants.
What's
that called?
Flora and fauna.
Yes,
the flora and fauna guide. Yes, there's. But listen to this, cameraman. All the things that I would like to have right now.
Yes, I know they take time.
Chapter 6 and 7, the combo mega adventure is coming in 2024. It has to happen. Has to happen, right? Of course, we're doing Guys and Gags, which is the most amazing thing I probably ever do in my gaming career with my marvelous friends and you, right? Monstrica for Verdestia. We have all the monsters done. We have some 150, I think, contributed monsters that are all illustrated, that were contributed by our people.
I know, and I'm dreaming about it. We need to make it happen. Yeah.
I've dreamed of Sundestia for so long. We have this wonderful little group that has done things in years past. It's too much to do, right? And of course, everyone wants the cyclopedia of the races, of all the peoples of the world of Zyathé. Right? Which would only be volume 1, because there's probably going to be a volume 2 on that as we progress through the continents and the other peoples and the amazing folk. So
I know, it's a lot. And I will say, like the other night, Alphinius and I, we were looking at the website, which the website has gotten redone. Guys, you have got to go to gooeycube.com. It is so much better.
And the sale is still on, right?
There's no sale going on right now.
So don't buy anything yet, because we're going to have a sale soon.
Okay.
See how I am?
Best marketing ever! Don't buy anything!
No, it's such a better shopping experience, and there's still more stuff coming. I still got to add the FAQ, and we have a lot of more things to add. But oh my gosh, it is so much better. Anyway, all that to say, we were looking at the website, and we were like, we have accomplished so much, and it's not all perfect, and there's still things that we have to go through and change. But what we have created is astonishing when I think about the 5 years that we've been doing this.
Well, yes, and the fact that the community is involved with this, right? The fact that we have, literally all these non-player characters who are our friends, right? The fact that Lokebutt Mavcre is one of the characters in the world of Zyathé, right? This is something unlike that I know of has ever been done. I mean, it's and we're just still this little game company. We're doing our best, and and I'm hopeful that we will need your help, my friends. This Guys and Gags is an opportunity to really help put us on the map with lots and lots of folks who don't know about us. So we're hoping you'll tell lots of folks, back us if you can, if you have the discretionary income to do so. But telling people will really help us as well, because I think that the things we are going to produce in this Guys and Gags Kickstarter are potentially some of the coolest, most collectible things that have been made in a long time.
People are throwing out what they want in the chat: a cookbook, a thermos,
yes,
the flamethrower, the mimic. Hey, I got to show something before we go. Donnie sent me this. These are the dice.
Yes, look at that.
So if you want these exclusive Genghis Con dice, go find. It'll either be Lawrence or one of the rest of the Goo crew running around with this, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. And any other final thoughts on what's coming for us, I guess, would be the way that we would wrap this up.
I mean, we're going to have a wonderful time at Genghis Con, as everyone knows.
And we're going to, there's 3 cons we're going to this year
right
for
after
sure.
is Gary Con.
Genghis, Gary, and Gen Con.
And then Gen
so,
Con.
all the G.
And we're working on PAX for
Gooey
next
Cube.
year, right, Cameraman? We're working on that for next year.
Yeah, we're trying to get into PAX, and we do
PAX
want to go back.
Unplugged,
Yeah, we do want to go to the UK Games Expo or another European convention at some point, but I'm not sure that's happening this year.
Essen 2025.
Yeah.
So my thought processes were, if we planned it out ahead of time, perhaps we could even do a Gooey group, and there might be enough folks from the Gooey team that might want to go out there and actually spend a week or so or two in Germany or in England or elsewhere where we sort of picked the con we wanted to go to. So I don't know. I mean, it's so expensive.
We have
it's
to
hard
look at it.
do,
Yes.
But it'd be really, really fun to go out there with a bunch of Gooey people and see our Gooey friends in Europe. It was so fun to see our Gooey friends when we went out there last time. So anyway, thank you, my friends, for all of your friendship, your support, your wonderful contributions, the craziness that you bring to the den. We didn't...
We have some people down for going to Europe with us.
Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? I've had a wonderful chat with Harry. I can't wait for you to see some of the miniatures that he has been sculpting for Guys and Gags, which will also be stretch goals. We have a wonderful, wonderful thing coming with this next round. I can't wait to put Darkenhaven into your hands. It is coming close. We are very far along with Darkenhaven. Gloomport, we are still a little bit away, but we are very, very far along with Darkenhaven, and I can't wait because I truly believe, my friends, it is going to be one of the greatest city boxes ever made, one of the greatest city sets ever made for TTRPGs. The artwork, the material is beautiful. It's just beautiful. And of course, we're just about to finish the Mornwood Kickstarter. Thank you all. That Kickstarter helped us greatly over the last few months when we really didn't have much money for Gooey Cube, and it really, really helped us. So thank you all for being patient with us on Darkenhaven and the Gloomport as we raised a little money for us with the Mornwood. But we're turning that thing out. It's wonderful, and I think people are really enjoying it. And again, we over-delivered on that one, and we're going to continue to over-deliver on all the things that we do as we go forward.
Before we go, I have a good question.
Yes.
Any news on Contributors Guild meetups?
All right. So there was a confuzzlement because I mentioned that we would start doing it, but wasn't sure that we actually had set a date. Riley thought we'd set a date, so we didn't do that. So I want to wait until we get past this February 1st time frame, once we have actually announced the Guys and Gags Kickstarter, because Guys and Gags is what we're going to be contributing to. So somewhere after February...
Oh, and hashtag Mornwood. They're just doing it in the chat.
Oh, that's right. You got to do that.
I love you guys
Everyone,
so much.
hashtag Mornwood to enter the prize.
This
hashtag
moment,
Mornwood to enter the prize.
Oh my God. And we will get the Mornwood. We will do the drawing, and we will add another drawing to it because it's been so long, and we were supposed to do it over Christmas.
But this is wonderful because they keep getting more opportunities.
Oh my God, though. I am so sorry.
But we got to put it up in the den and the Discord.
Yes.
We got to do that. So we can't forget this week.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay.
And we got to get, it's truly, chat, we give away more stuff than anybody, don't we? I mean, it's got to be the truth, right? We try to support our community this way too, give you guys fun things to have. So, all right, well, we need to go, but we need to thank our marvelous Lokebutt. So we need to cut over there. Thank you.
Hello, thank you for having me once again.
We love having you, Lokebutt. And thank you, genuinely from the bottom. I get to see not all of the work. I get to see the rewards of all of the work that Corey and Casey particularly put into the games to make this really fun. And I mean, there's other GMs like Charles is breaking down Blood for the Con for us, and there's a lot of people who do a lot of behind the scenes work.
Yes, and we even people, Charles and Andy and Kaya, who literally proofread our stuff.
And right,
and help us. And Charles and Andy and Kaya. Darkenhaven's about to fall right into your little laps, so be prepared. It is big. It is. In fact, Lokebutt, you can point to your left and you can see.
He has to move the box or the cube.
Oh, you got to move the cube. Move the cube. No, the other cubie, the blue one.
Oh, well, you're going to grab. Yeah.
Yes, look at that. That is the box for the Gloomport, and this is the box for Darkenhaven. Turn that to the side so people can see.
It's going to be amazing.
I mean, that is something else. And I can't wait because, Corey, I'm taking you there. Yes, I am. Once we figure out the Buunderland mysteries, perhaps we are going to make a visit to the greatest city in all the realms.
And I already had an idea for Gen Con. If this Whodunit goes well, Whodunit Darkenhaven for Gen Con.
Oh, that would be magnificent.
If it doesn't go well, you may never hear of me again. I'll be buried somewhere in the woods.
It'll be
You'll be put to the
that
sword.
I'll be put to the sword!
Marvelous friends, thank you for always joining us on Saturdays. Thank you, Lokebutt. You are magnificent.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of the Gooey people who make this thing so special. We're going to bring some more Gooey people here as we move forward with Guys and Gex. We're very excited. Luke is very excited. We can't wait for you to see all the things that we are doing. This thing is very, very special. Very, very wonderful. Thank you, Camera Mandy, for all the wonderful things you do. And you too, Adam, who's babysitting Little Muttley right now because Little Muttley was barking at Lokebutt. Apparently didn't really like the look. Anyway, we love you all. Thank you so much. May all your adventures
Be sticky!